Hello, welcome to PlayStation Access. My name's Nathan, and I am here with Dave.
Hello.
Also with us is The Last of Us Part 2, Dave.
Thank God.
Which has been updated. There's a new patch out this week, right now, version 1.08. It's 299 megs big, and it delivers improved performance on PlayStation 5, in line with a few other patches which have come out recently for first-party games. In the menu now, you'll find this option, which means that the original game ran 30 frames per second on PS4. This one now targets 60 frames per second, which basically means you can play what I would consider to be maybe the best game of the last generation in 60 frames per second, Dave.
Yes, please. I will be flicking that switch. Thank you very much.
And what I've put together for us here is not a big technical breakdown of different scenes. It's some of my favourite bits, just so we can see them running a bit smoother than we did before. So having delivered the technical information, we're just going to look at some of the bits of The Last of Us Part 2. I like this bit, Dave. It's called Logan Street, which I always thought was maybe a reference to the Wolverine movie, Logan. And the other one's called Parker Street, because like Spider-Man. I thought that was like a cool Marvel type.
Sorry, Nathan. I am sort of listening to you, but it's just a ridiculously good-looking game.
This
The
was
Last of Us Part 2. It's insane.
This scene here that I put in, going over this hill, you know I'm a big Pylon fan. You can imagine I went to bits. I was only a few minutes into a 25-hour game, and I, basically blubbing over my controller over the fact that this looks so good. Yeah,
it shouldn't be allowed to be this good in a way. I almost think it's like the gameplay is so good. I want to get into the meat of the story, and I'm just pausing I'm not role playing because I'm just keep going like, wow, this world is beautiful.
I'm role playing a man who's only opened his eyes for the first time now. The world is so amazing. What's happening? Light. I tell you what. Just the journey that we've been on as human beings for the last... I'll put some combat in now. I start with something really unpleasant here. Oh.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Nobody wants to hurt a dog, good or evil.
I know, there are no evil dogs, are there? So I put in combat because I thought, if you want to kind of show the improved frame rate with a bit of movement and sort of lots of running around and stuff. So I do various horrible things. We all know how The Last of Us combat goes. What I wanted to say was, The Last of Us happened, Ghost of Tsushima happened, then PS5 happened, right? So I played this game in a massive rush. I loved it. It tore me to pieces emotionally. I was almost like genuinely kind of exhausted by how long and good it was. It never really let up, and the story's super intense. So I haven't gone back to it at all. Today is the first time I've gone back to it. Since, and just dipping into a few of my favourite bits. Really, my God, it's something.
I'm really excited to go back, Nick. Like I totally agree. I must admit, I didn't finish it first time round because Ghost of Tsushima came along, and then PS5, and we were very busy. And also, it's a difficult game emotionally once you're out to pull yourself back in. If you had a couple of weeks away,
100%.
I want to pay it the respect it deserves by playing it all in a wanna,
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to it for sure with this patch now.
Is that what they call it, by the way?
In a wanna, in a wanna. You're absolutely right, though. It's like... It's disgustingly good. It never lets its foot off the gas in terms of the gameplay, in terms of the story, in terms of the visual fidelity. I don't think there's anything else like it out there.
Even going back to it today, and I was going through the chapters, and I won't tell you exactly what I noticed because I know you haven't finished, but there's a structure to the game which I only sort of noticed I feel really bad about that one as well.
Oh, he tumbled.
that I only really noticed in terms of the way it... I know that you're a certain point, but the way that it folds back on itself, but like a real specific way of ordering that, and which kind of ties into emotional things. And I was just like, there's just so much more going on. I haven't scratched the surface. Normally when games last this long, I was quite pleased with this. That's why I thought it's so long. But that was some forward thinking on my part.
That was good.
Normally when games are this long, they have, like a side mission that you might, you can understand how you can do multiple of them without the kind of resources and investment that you might need for creating just new content all the time. This room, I always thought, has just looked incredible.
It does.
The spores picking up the different colours of light.
This is an amazing moment in the game, and just the combat. I know we're just talking about how good The Last of Us Part 2 is, but it is so good. And the combat, watching you play now, like it's absolutely horrific, completely Moorish, and unlike a lot of kind of games in this kind of genre, I think, like, I feel like there's such a skill to it. It's so like a mixture of skillful and also kind of rushed and haphazard, and you get lucky and you miss, and it feels like you are seeing a story is playing out rather than you're playing a section of a game. It's like it's almost like a retelling of of events rather than kind of just like a section of the game that you're playing through.
Even this was surprising. I'm sure you could play it enough that you were just fully on top of it all the time.
Oh,
that's not me.
That's horrible.
I didn't, and I was going to end the video there, Dave. And then I thought I wanted to, having dipped back into the lives of these people, I wanted just to see them end in a nice way. So I'm not even proposing that we talk. I had a little cry watching this earlier on.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
It's very, very effective bit of storytelling.
Do you know, I'm not sure that this is why I want to play it again. I don't think I cried the first time I played this. I was moved.
Yeah.
And now I think just on its own. Maybe it's because I know everything else. It's the kind of game you have to play twice. I propose we leave it here. We say thank you to everybody and enjoy the rest of this scene. Take a look at this patch if you're able, and we'll see you again soon.
I do okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You're welcome, kiddo.
PlayStation